Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You step out of a steaming hot shower wrapped in that clean, just-washed glow, feeling like you could conquer the world. You're ready to tackle your day maybe, a coffee date with friends or a family barbecue. But then, a few hours later, you catch a faint, stubborn whiff of something not quite right. It's like a musty shadow trailing you, no matter how much you scrub or douse yourself in your favorite perfume. If you're over 60, you might be nodding along thinking, ugh, I've been there. And let me tell you, you're in good company. This happens to way more of us than you'd think. The real kicker? That sneaky scent often comes from tiny hygiene habits we don't even realize we're getting wrong. No shame, no blame. This is a judgment-free zone. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 6 everyday mistakes that could be dimming your sparkle in your golden years. These aren't just random guesses, they're backed by science, rooted in patterns doctors see in folks just like us. Stick with me to the end, because I'm sharing practical, doctor-approved fixes that'll have you feeling fresh, confident, and ready to shine. Trust me, you'll be kicking yourself for not knowing these sooner. They're total game changers. If you're already hooked, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. Haven't subscribed yet? Hit that button and tap the bell so you don't miss out on more life-changing tips. If this isn't your vibe, no hard feelings, just comment 0 and tell me how I can make it better. Ready to dive in? Let's uncover the first mistake and start reclaiming your confidence. Let's start with something we don't usually shout about at the neighborhood potluck: those pesky little bladder leaks. I'm not talking about dramatic accidents that send you sprinting for the bathroom. I mean those tiny, unexpected drips that sneak out when you're doubled over, laughing at your friend's bad pun, sneezing through allergy season, or hauling a heavy bag of groceries from the car. You know the ones. They're small but annoying. I used to brush them off thinking, just a fluke. Or, guess I had 1 too many cups of coffee today. But as those moments started piling up, I noticed something worsey faint. Lingering scent that seemed to cling to me like an unwelcome guest. Picture Susan, a 64-year-old who's the life of her weekly gardening club. She's meticulous about her hygiene showers every morning, uses her favorite citrus body wash, and always smells like she just stepped out of a spa. But lately, she's caught a whiff of something off, even after her morning routine. She blamed her laundry detergent, her age, even her beloved rocking chair on the porch. The real culprit? Those tiny leaks were seeping into her clothes, settling in ways she never expected. Now compare that to her friend Linda, also 64, who noticed the same issue but decided to do something about it. Linda switched to moisture-wicking underwear designed for light leaks and started using thin, discreet, absorbent pads that fit seamlessly into her day. Here's why this matters. Even a single drop of urine can cling to your underwear, pants, or even your favorite couch cushions, creating a warm, cozy playground for bacteria. And bacteria? They're the ones throwing a full-on odor party. As we age, our sense of smell isn't as sharp, so we might not catch it, but others might. I had a mortifying moment at a family barbecue when my daughter pulled me aside and whispered, "Mom, your sweater smells a bit off." My heart sank, not because she was mean, but because she was right. It was a wake-up call. Doctors say these leaks aren't just a minor inconvenience, they're a hygiene issue that can chip away at your confidence if you ignore them. The fix is simpler than you'd think, and it doesn't require a major life overhaul. Look into absorbent underwear or lightweight pads. They're so comfortable, you'll forget they're there, and they blend right into your routine. I started using them, and let me tell you, it's like someone handed me back a piece of my confidence. I can hug my grandkids, sit through a long lunch, or dance at a wedding without worrying about a stray scent. It's not about embarrassment, it's about taking charge of your hygiene and feeling unstoppable. So, don't brush off those little leaks. Grab the right tools, protect your freshness, and keep your head held high. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're still with me. Let's tackle the next mistake. Okay, let's talk about soap because, wow, did I get this one wrong for years. My bathroom used to be a shrine to scented body washes, lavender dreams, coconut escape, you name it. I'd stock up like I was running a boutique, thinking, if it smells like a tropical island and leaves my skin squeaky clean, it's gotta be the best, right? Wrong. As we age, our skin changes in ways we don't always notice. It gets thinner, drier, more sensitive, especially in those delicate areas down there. Those heavily perfumed soaps I was obsessed with, they were stripping away my skin's natural oils, leaving it irritated and practically begging for trouble. Worse, they were throwing off my body's pH balance, creating a perfect storm for bacteria to set up shop and bring on the odors. Imagine Margaret, a 65-year-old who's all about smelling like a spring meadow. She'd lather up with floral-scented body wash, scrubbing like she was cleaning a vintage teapot. But by noon, she'd catch a musty whiff and think, how is this happening? I just showered. Her friend Ellen, though, had a light bulb moment after noticing the same problem. Ellen ditched her scented gels for a gentle, fragrance-free cleanser, and the change was like flipping a switch. Her skin felt soothed, and that midday odor vanished, and that stubborn smell was gone. I didn't need to douse myself in perfume or freshen up every few hours. It was like my skin finally got a chance to breathe easy. If you're still reaching for those floral-scented soaps, hear me out. Your skin doesn't need a perfume bath, it needs gentle care. Try a pH-balanced, fragrance-free cleanser, and you'll feel the difference. Your skin will thank you, and you'll stay fresh from morning to night. Drop a 2 in the comments if you're still here. Let's keep this train moving. If you're using liners or pads for light leaks, whether it's due to menopause or just wanting a little extra security, this one's a big deal. I used to pop a liner in my underwear in the morning and completely forget about it. My reasoning? If it didn't feel wet, it was fine to keep going. Plus, those pads aren't cheap. Nobody wants to go through a whole pack in a week, right? But here's what I didn't realize. Even if a pad feels dry, it's still soaking up tiny bits of moisture all day long. That warm, damp environment is like a 5-star resort for bacteria. And you know what bacteria bring? Odors that can make you second-guess yourself. Think of Jane, a 66-year-old who's always on the move volunteering at the community center, tending her garden, you name it. She'd stick a liner in her underwear and go about her day, not thinking twice. But by evening, she'd notice a faint, sour smell, especially on hectic days. She'd check her clothes, her deodorant, even her shoes, wondering what was up. Her friend Carol, though, learned the hard way and made a change. Carol started swapping out her pads every few hours, even if they looked clean, and the difference was like night and day. Doctors say it's not about wasting pads, it's about keeping your skin healthy and odors at bay. Bacteria don't care if your pad looks spotless. They'll thrive in that hidden moisture. I started carrying a small zippered pouch with extra pads in my purse, so whether I'm at the grocery store or out with friends, I can freshen up discreetly. I also discovered reusable, washable pads, gentler on my skin and easier on my wallet. The result? That sour smell is gone, and I feel confident from sunrise to sunset. If you're still wearing the same pad from breakfast to bedtime, it's time to rethink that habit. Your skin deserves better, and you'll feel like a new person when you prioritize freshness. Change those pads every few hours, and trust me, you'll notice the difference. Drop a 3 in the comments if you're still with me. We're halfway there. Let's talk about your underwear drawer, because mine used to be a total vibe. It was packed with soft, stretchy, synthetic, panty sheep, cute, and comfy. I thought I'd crack the code on comfort, but no matter how often I showered or changed, I'd feel this sticky, damp sensation by midday, even in cool weather. And that faint, stubborn odor, it was driving me bananas. I blamed everything, my detergent, my diet, even my washing machine, until I learned the real problem. Synthetic underwear was working against me. Picture Barbara, a 63-year-old who loved her colorful polyester panties. They were affordable, stayed in place, and came in fun patterns. But she started noticing a subtle smell by the afternoon, no matter how much body spray she spritzed. Her friend Diane, though, made a switch to 100% cotton underwear after a doctor's visit. The difference was immediate. Diane felt drier, fresher, and more confident all day long. Here's the science. Synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon trap heat and moisture against your skin, creating a perfect party spot for bacteria to thrive. This is especially true if you're dealing with light leaks or postmenopausal sensitivity, where your skin's already more delicate. Cotton, on the other hand, is breathable, wicks moisture away, and lets air flow, keeping things dry and comfortable. I'll be honest, I rolled my eyes when my doctor suggested cotton underwear. It sounded so old-fashioned. But I cleared out my drawer, grabbed some soft cotton pairs in neutral colors, and wow, what a game changer. No more sticky feeling, no more weird smells, and I even found stylish cotton options that look just as good as my old synthetics. If your underwear drawer is still packed with those stretchy, synthetic pairs, do yourself a favor and switch to cotton. Your skin, your nose, and your confidence will thank you. Cotton's not just comfy, it's your secret weapon for staying fresh. Drop a 4 in the comments if you're still here, 2 more to go. Alright, time for a little confession. I used to think drinking less water was a genius move. My logic? Fewer sips, fewer bathroom trips. Especially helpful when you're dealing with occasional bladder sensitivity. It felt like a foolproof plan to avoid those awkward dashes to the restroom during a movie or a long car ride. But let me tell you, I was so off base. Cutting back on water didn't just leave me parched, it set me up for hygiene issues I never saw coming. Imagine Mary, a 65-year-old who prided herself on managing her day with minimal water. She'd sip just enough to get by, thinking it kept her in control. But she started noticing a sharp, unpleasant odor in her clothes. Even after washing them, her skin looked dull, and she felt sluggish. Her friend Susan, though, made a point to drink water all day long. Susan's skin glowed, her energy was up, and she didn't have that lingering smell Mary was battling. Here's why hydration matters. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes concentrated darker, stronger, smelling, and more likely to leave a stubborn odor if there's even a tiny leak. Dehydration also messes with your body's ability to flush out toxins, which can affect your skin and overall health. I learned this the hard way when I kept blaming my age for a musty smell I couldn't shake. Then I started sipping water regularly, just a glass here and there throughout the day. Within a few days, my urine was clearer, that sharp odor faded, and my energy bounced back. My skin even looked brighter, like I'd gotten a mini glow-up without trying. Drinking more water is like giving your body a daily cleanse, keeping your kidneys happy and your hygiene on point. Worried about bathroom trips? Pair hydration with absorbent pads or pelvic floor exercises to strengthen your bladder. Grab that water bottle and start sipping. Your body will thank you in ways you never expected. Drop a 5 in the comments if you're still with Mioni. Last mistake to tackle. Let's get real. Retirement can bring some gloriously lazy days, and I'm all for it. I used to spend hours curled up with a good novel, binging my favorite series, or working on a jigsaw puzzle, all while lounging in my coziest sweats. It felt like a well-deserved reward after years of hustle. But here's what I didn't realize. Sitting for hours without moving was creating a hygiene issue I didn't even notice at first. Imagine Helen, a 62-year-old who loves her quiet afternoons knitting or catching up on TV. She'd park herself in her favorite armchair for hours, cozy as can be. But by evening, she'd catch a faint, damp smell, even after a morning shower. Her friend Ruth, though, makes a point to get up every hour, even if it's just to stretch or grab a snack. Ruth stays fresh and confident all day long. Here's why this matters. When you sit for long stretches, especially in cushy chairs or tight clothes, you create a warm, moist environment in your pelvic area. Add in sweat, natural oils, or a tiny leak, and you've got a perfect setup for bacteria to thrive, leading to odors no perfume can mask. I had a mortifying moment when my granddaughter climbed into my lap and scrunched her nose, saying, "Grandma, you smell like wet laundry." That stung not because she meant to hurt me, but because she was right. It was a wake-up call to shake up my routine. No, I set a timer to get up every hour, even if it's just a quick walk to the kitchen or a stretch by the window. I also added a midday Freshenupa quick rinse with warm water and a soft cloth. Takes 30 seconds but works wonders. And I never skip changing into clean clothes daily, even if I'm staying home. These small changes brought back my confidence. and reminded me that taking care of myself is about feeling good, not impressing anyone else. If you're spending hours glued to one spot, try setting a timer to move around. Your body deserves that care, and you'll feel fresher for it. Drop a 6 in the comments if you made it this far. Let's wrap this up. Wow, we've covered a ton today, haven't we? From ignoring tiny bladder leaks to using the wrong soaps, sticking with synthetic underwear, or sitting too long, these 6 sneaky hygiene mistakes can steal your freshness and confidence after 60. But here's the best part. Every single one is fixable with small, practical changes. Switch to cotton underwear, sip more water, freshen up regularly, and you'll feel like a new person. These tips aren't just about smelling good. They're about owning your confidence and living your golden years with swagger. I'd love to hear from you. What's one tip you're excited to try? Maybe it's grabbing some absorbent pads or finally tossing those scented soaps. Drop it in the comments below, and let's inspire each other with our stories. If you found this helpful, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Here's to feeling fresh, confident, and unstoppable no matter your age. See you in the next one.